Good morning, everyone. This is Kissy Rise and Shine. It's very early in the morning, but let me get my hands out of the way. I wanted to talk about what I noticed with the North Node being in Aries right now, and me being an Aries sun sign, as well as my Venus and Mercury are in Aries. But I also have my North Node in Libra, which is currently the South Node. When I realize and I look back to I can feel that my life is going in an upward trajectory at this point. When there was, and I can remember the last time that I felt that my life was, I remember when my life started to feel like it was starting to go on a downward trajectory. Despite my best efforts, despite my optimism, there was like on those charts, like the economy charts and stuff, was similar. Interestingly, it was at the age of about 30, which is, I guess you could say, when I had my Saturn return. It was a little earlier than that, but around that age, that's also when I stopped going out and dancing. I stopped socializing. I stopped trusting people. I started becoming more private. I started, as much as I was reaching goals and crushing it, I guess you would say, how some would say it, whatever that might mean, I was on survival mode from the age of 30 until recently, until like this past year, and maybe less than that, okay? Because it's been like the crashing out kind of vibe from starting at the age of 30. Like, you can see the decline, right? But you're fighting it. You're spending so much time fighting it. You're spending so much time debating it, denying it, and then eventually you just get so honed in on the survival. You're just on instinct, doing what you have to do, doing what you got to do to survive. And that could mean, just going to work, going to sleep, going to work, going to sleep, or just doing your taking care of responsibilities day in and day out, like keeping your head low, like leaving the fun stuff behind, because right now you're taking on responsibilities that are overwhelming, or these it's like you gotta hold it down for the sake of keeping up what you've built, right? And so what I had built up to the age of 30 was a beautiful family and a career and work that I love doing, and extracurricular activities that I enjoy doing. So it's like my life felt, boom, I reached that pinnacle of my life. And then the downward spiral, everything was taken away. The marriage, the job, the friendships, and then even the opportunities and the ability to get the things that I wanted. And more things started becoming more difficult, more challenging, more negative. And you fall. You end up in a place that you ask yourself, how did I get here? How did I get here? When I've been on this hamster wheel, doing everything I was supposed to do, going about my business, but you're doing all of that, meanwhile experiencing some really challenging things that you're not coping with correctly, that you're not dealing with, that you're not really embracing, They're not really seeing it for what it is, which is the dramas of your life, the connections in your life that you're struggling with, that you're harboring pain about, that you're seeking answers from, that you're justifying to, that you're clearing from, that you're embracing, that you're learning from, that you're trying to integrate. All this is happening. And all of this was happening to me from, again, for like the past 15, 16 years. And it's all just been learning and learning and learning. Saturn return is, Saturn's here, you're going to learn. And it takes a long time to learn a lot of different things. It's like you're not really learning, you're learning to unlearn what you've learned that isn't good for you. You're learning to unlearn what you established as a way of doing something, or as a way of thinking, or as a way of being, that is not good for you, that hasn't helped you, that hasn't yielded any kind of results that benefit you or those around you. So when you start to sculpt the sculpture that is you, start to sculpt your life out, you chisel away at the things that are no longer necessary. And you might use that as material for something else later. But as of now, you have this canvas, blank canvas, and you start to carve your actual self, your actual reality, and the way that you do so is by breaking out of the mold that you were put in, watching the pieces fall away, that fall away on their own, and then sculpting out and shaping out the life that you really want. So you can't really do that when you give your power away to all the things that are there to distract you from doing that. So as long as you lay low and you maintain the responsibility to yourself to stay true to the vision and just keep doing your part to live out that vision. It's like that dream was put in your heart before you were born. And maybe that was just the dream to have a beautiful family. Maybe that was just a dream to have a secure family. Maybe that was just a dream to have a beautiful life. Maybe that was just a dream to have, to be surrounded in love, to be in love, to be in the presence and the, I guess I want to say the emitter of that love, the provider of that security, the provider of that space. In a way, that North Node in Libra, based on love and having Pluto there as well, so I'm a Pluto and Libra generation, having Pluto there in my North Node, in the 12th house in Libra, being a sun sign Aries, being so inside out, I guess you could say, or outside in maybe. I know that my reality is playing out the North Node in Aries, because that's where we're supposed to be in the physical right now. Or maybe not so much in the physical, but with ourselves. That's where we're supposed to be, with ourselves. And I can see that that's what's playing out. But I could also see that the dream of the North Node, maybe it's a matter of divine timing when it gets there. Or maybe it's just a matter of of time. See, Saturn, it's a matter of time before the one cycle closes out for the new cycle to begin. So a cycle could take a very long time to be made manifest, and to realize I could be bitter or angry or, wait, my North Node is this, and I've done everything to be in my North Node. I've done everything according to my own guidance, to my own plan, to God's plan. I've even let it in God's hands guide me, and God has guided me completely opposite my plan. But there's a reason for that. Because in order for that kind of balance to exist, you have to experience both sides of the spectrum. I was graced with the foundation early on in my life to know what true happiness was, to know what a good family is, to know what experiencing security feels like. And I've also felt what it's like not to have those things. So, having to establish it for myself and being able to provide the positive aspects of it, but not knowing how to deal with the negative aspects of it, breaks down any positive you can create. So having to learn how to deal with the negatives of life, learning how to not let the negatives of life destroy the positives you've created and the positives that are yet to come, meaning the abundance and the good and the blessings. It's not losing faith in that dream that was put in your heart. And I think that that's the biggest lesson that I've learned in this journey, has been that you can do everything right and everything will go wrong. But if you did everything right and everything went wrong, realize that sometimes what went wrong actually went right. It seemed to have gone wrong because you presume that it has that you failed somehow, but you didn't. God was showing you everything that was being created out of illusions, not because your heart was not sincere, but because your idea of love, that kind of purity, in this reality, in this world of duality, you cannot just have the good without the bad. The good is only as sweet because of the bitter. You see, so that was a major lesson I had to learn, apparently. And I didn't go down without a fight, obviously. And by going down, I don't mean it in a defeated way. I mean, it's that experience of you never ever get to the heights of anything. I mean, you can get to one height, but when you get there, you're at the bottom of the next. So, yay, you got there, but now you're at the bottom of the next level. It's like, yay, you passed the first grade, but now you're at the bottom of second grade. You know what I mean? So you're on top of first grade, but you're at the bottom of second grade. So, yay, you made the third grade, but you're at the bottom of third grade when you just accomplished the top of second grade. You see, it's like, so every time you reach the top, you also reach the bottom, if that makes any sense. But I guess the point that I wanted to make was the North Node and the South Node access with Chiron and Aries and all the healing that we've been doing. I really feel that we're at the precipice of this new beginning. It's going to be this, like, starting this new, this, it's not even like a lesson. It's this, starting this new experience and then seeing what gets created out of it. Because the lessons have been learned. And once the lessons have been learned, it's just waiting out for the cycles to fully clean out or clear out. So it's like going to a concert or to a game or a showing, and it's between 1 and 3 for the first game or something weird. And then they have to clear the stadium or they have to clear the venue and they have to redo it all over, reset the stage, so to speak, before the next show can start. So we're in that phase, it would seem, before the next show begins, clearing out the last show that was previously watched. If that makes any sense, I hope it resonates. I hope you enjoyed the sunrise with me. I'll come back soon. Take care.